Hello again, entrepreneurs. It's Dr. Joe. This screencast is going to walk you through the homework assignment from Chapter 6, Critical Thinking Exercise. As you can see, I'm already in the weekly learning module in week 4, and I have pulled up the preview for the homework assignment. So here's the scenario. Mike Neely, one of his favorite pastimes as a teenager was taking his old car apart and putting it back together again. After graduation, he started working as a mechanic for his Uncle Larry's auto repair shop. Many of the customers have specifically asked for Mike to work on their cars because they know he knows what he's doing and that he's honest. It's been 10 years since Mike started his job. Now he's considering opening his own auto repair shop. He saved up some money and he thinks his rich Uncle Buck will lend him the rest. He started writing a business plan, and so far he has a description and appraisal of the market area, an analysis of the competition, a list of potential suppliers, a list of purchasing and pricing procedures, and a list of personnel needed and their job descriptions. So your job for this assignment is to answer these questions. What are some important items that are missing from Mike's business plan? And what steps can he take to ensure success if he starts his own business? So you're going to find many of the answers to those questions in Chapter 6, specifically in Learning Goal 4. It begins there with managing a small business. And as you can see, the textbook begins by telling you that in order to successfully manage and start a new business, you need to start with planning. Okay, and so that's what the business plan is all about. You have to think about the financing, which apparently Mike thinks that he's going to get all of his financing from his rich Uncle Buck. You also need to know your customers, which accounts for marketing. You need to manage your employees, which is under the human resource development umbrella. And you need to make sure that you have appropriate and accurate record keeping, which falls under the accounting umbrella. So based on what we see he already has, you need to answer about the parts that are missing. So let's compare in learning objective or learning goal 4. There is an outline of a comprehensive business plan on page 165 of your textbook. So as you can see, these are some of the sections that should be included in a successful business plan. You will always have a cover letter that kind of just describes and summarizes the most attractive points of your project. You want to keep it use as few words as possible. He needs to have an executive summary. Now the executive summary should take about 2 or 3 pages, and it's a summary of the proposed venture. It includes the short description of the business and discusses the major goals and objectives of the business. You'll then have a company background, which describes the company operations. Obviously, since this is a startup business, you're going to project about the company operations. There's all kinds of legal considerations, different areas of risk and opportunities. So you're going to summarize in this background area a little bit about the financial condition, cash flow statements, startup statements, things like that. Included should be a section about the management team. Also the financial plan. Now the financial plan goes into much more detail than you do in the company background, and chapter 17 of the textbook will help with financial statements and explain what types of financial statements are used in a business and for a startup business to help get the financing. So I guess what you need to understand is that the business plan should start with a brief overview of those of stating the goals and objectives of the firm. Mike needs to decide how big he wants to get, how many employees he wants, what locations. Does he only want one? Does he want to grow and have more than one location. And then, of course, what about the financing? It's nice to think that a rich uncle will provide the financing, but even rich uncles need to know how much money is going to be needed, how it's going to be spent, and what risks are involved. He may also just try to wonder about how the money is going to be paid back if this is a loan. So Mike is going to need a cash flow analysis just to get some short-term money from the bank. If he intends to have others on his managerial team, he needs to describe them and their backgrounds. In addition, he should mention any outside experts such as accountants and lawyers that he may use. So that's all under the human resource area. Basically, a business plan can't be some casual thrown together proposal. It takes time and effort, but the time is well spent because the business can get off on the right foot. Plus, it gives the entrepreneur a map, basically, of what he or she needs to do to start up the business, use as a checklist to make sure that he or she has met everything that they need to, and especially for the goals and objectives of the business, because you want to constantly go back and look and make sure once you've started your business that you're meeting those goals and objectives. If not, you need to kind of go backwards a little bit and rethink, make new goals and objectives, and so on and so forth. So based on the information here in the outline of a comprehensive business plan and the information in the chapter, you should be able to answer the questions about what else Mike needs for his business plan. If that doesn't answer your question, then you can always go to this website. It's called bplans.com, and again, links to business planning, how to start a business, business management. There's even some sample business plans. So we could go into this link here for the sample business plan and search for an auto, what is the name of this? An auto repair shop. And let's see if we have any sample business plans. And there we do. We have a couple of them. And you would click on one of these and you could just kind of check and see what the samples show you. And by reading through each of the sections of the samples, you'll be able to determine what else Mike needs, and what other steps he can take to ensure that his business is a success once he starts it. The last part of that the assignment asks for you to imagine yourself starting a business. What kind of business would it be? Would it be a restaurant? A lot of people want to just start a restaurant. I also have a lot of students that want to start a gym kind of a thing, bar, nightclub, that kind of stuff. Anyway, so answer those questions. How much competition is there? So that's where you'd have to do a search, a demographic search of the competition in the area. What could you do to make your business more attractive than those of the competitors? And would you be willing to work 60 to 70 hours a week to make the business successful? So by doing this homework assignment, it's going to give you a little bit of a feel for the questions that you're going to be asking on your research project that I talked about earlier. And hopefully this will answer any questions that you have as far as how the assignment should be done. Continuing with the assignment instructions, you can download this exercise. I have it in RTF format, so you can download it and just answer the questions right underneath in the RTF format. And then save it, please save it using the following format: last name hyphen first name hyphen chapter 6 CTE. So for example, if I were submitting this assignment here, it would be Corsiapolo hyphen Joanne hyphen chapter 6 CTE. Save that file, make sure it's in a Microsoft Word readable format for me to be able to make comments and suggestions for improvement on it. And then just submit it. So if you need any help, again, with how to submit assignments on Blackboard, just click on the link here and that should help you. This assignment is due by Sunday, September 13th by 11 p.m. in order to get full credit. Okay, well, hopefully once you've finished that, you will please attach the file. Don't write the information in the right submission section. Attach the file by clicking on Browse My Computer and then upload the file. So that's all I have to say about the homework. Hopefully that helps you guys, and if not, please let me know and I'll see what I can do to give you a little bit more help. Have a great one. Ciao.